Shade, I have a question for you. Don't be eating when you're recording with me, dude. It makes me have the food in my mouth, too. You forget I'm your other half. Right. I should be a little bit more careful with what I'm eating, but this is actually a very serious conversation I'm about to have with you. So, with everything that is going on with us on YouTube, do you feel like we have an opportunity to grow a little bit more on this channel and other places, for that matter? Of course, there's always room to grow on these sort of content-making platforms. After all, everybody who's watching this channel right now, you know who you are. It's one of those situations where we can always have those kinds of rooms to grow, and everybody who's watching us to support us, it's meaningful in a way. So having more people support us is always welcome. It's always a welcome change. As long as they behave themselves, you also know who you are. Perfect. So that maybe you and I can come to an agreement that if somebody were to give you like in-depth advice on, hey, you're improving your content, you're doing all these collabs, but you're not doing this, this, and this, we can fix that. All right? My man, you got, Sorry. Fine, I'll put the yogurt away. Fix that next time. But yeah, no, like any sort of advice would be welcome as long as it's from a credential-filled person, like somebody who's done the work for what they've done, somebody who has a little bit of better numbers, or any sort of like advice that they have, whether you take it or whether you leave it, would be interesting to have, as long as you ask for it. You ask for the advice, and they give it to you from then. If they just go ahead and they give you the advice, and it's, like, not warranted, you didn't ask for it and anything, that's different. Oh, yeah, agreed. Agreed on that one. So, here's my next question, though. Would you pay for that said advice? I need more context for this. There is on Twitter X right now, at the time of this recording, a guy by the name of Dogare, I believe that's the guy's name, on Twitter, posted on Twitter a VTuber growth guide, something for you. So you might be more than welcome to enjoy something like this. Something that says, if you're a VTuber with 500 to 10,000 followers, I made a growth guidebook for you. A 123-page PDF packed to the brim with growth knowledge that you need to make VTubing a full-time gig. The first 40 people who retweet, I'll DM it to you for free. So 40 people got to have the knowledge for free about some of the stuff that was made in this guide. Essentially, yes. And then the people who also had access to that before everybody got a hold of this to understand what was in it, how they can better themselves, etc., etc. Essentially, yes. Is the creator still have this up on their socials? By the looks of it right now at the time of this recording, yes. Perfect! Fuck him and the horse he rode in on. Excuse me? Okay, look. I'm of the opinion, right now, as it stands, that any sort of information out there on the internet can, will be, and should be given to you for free. All of it. You could just, like, Google that shit. We have the technology to do that. We have the ability to do that. If we're having problems with what we're doing as a VTuber, anything that we do as what I'm making in terms of my content, if I'm having troubles, I should be able to look something up on Google and say, hey, I'm having this problem. My videos aren't getting enough views. My personality is not exactly something that the kids would like, even though kids aren't supposed to be on here. And all these other shenanigans that are coming up in my life. What am I going to do with it? And I Google that. And it shouldn't be that much of a problem for anything that I do. I don't disagree with you on that. But at the same time, I why shouldn't people who give this bit of advice be paid for some of their efforts? Because they need the credibility. Look up that guy one more time. How much on his following does he have to warrant something like this? Like, how many followers does this dude have? Well, let's see. At the time of this recording, he has less than 100 followers. Now, let me ask you this, Grisso. If this were any sort of content creator out there who's trying to get a bang for their buck, I'll just come out and say it. Why would someone who is less than 100 followers know an entire course lecture, an entire 123-page deal? Why should I pay them when they don't have the numbers to back up their shit? I don't think I could honestly argue with you on this one. Good. You shouldn't. Because honestly, anything like that, I don't know if the guy meant it to be something as off-putting as that, but that post still has quotes on it and whatnot. Read that for me. Don't go into what's in the guide. Go based off of everything in those comment sections from it. And be straight up with me. Yeah, well, let's double check. I got it on my phone. Lamborghini in my garage, and it's a Tai Lopez picture. Let's see. Is there anyone out there that can actually help me grow? Instead of paying for something like this, I'd prefer if someone can answer just a few questions of mine. If anyone has a copy of this, please share. I want to read it, but refuse to give this guy money. Don't fall for scams like these. Everybody's VTuber journey has and will be drastically different, and what often works for one person may not work for another. Many other bigger VTubers also offer free advice. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing usually. Find their free advice instead. Yeah, no, it's like everybody on here is just kind of saying that. Let's see. Next week, I'm hosting a stream answering any questions live, giving guidance, screen sharing my setup, and walking people through the process. It should be something we approach for free, and information should be readily accessible. Someone actually gives advice. Someone quotes and says, here's some advice. It's the community notes that do it for me. Quote, this is a scam. Look, I just had to be sure about this, but because I'm doing the reading on this, and this should be enough info for you. All of these people saying, hey, we're going to be over here giving all this advice for you for free. And that's how it should be. After all, look at your college education. All of the acting skills that you learned, all of the business skills that you learned. Don't you think that you could have gone out into the real world, learned all of those skills on the fly, and saved yourself thousands of dollars? See, even the train agrees with me. I don't understand how you can look at this and completely downplay it, though. I can downplay it because the numbers don't add up. This person is asking for money on a guide to growing on social media when other people are going to do it for free. Other people who, in my opinion, are much more credible than all of this. Other people who have been doing the work for all of this. Other people who have been doing this work for years, and I haven't even heard of this person. What was his name again? Well, his name was... It doesn't matter what his name is! I don't want to sound like the asshole in this little conversation here. You already do, but go off. But this, if it was unintentional as a scam, I implore the guy to just say, you know what, this is my bad. The fact that I'm asking for payment on this is also my bad, when it should be information readily accessible for the internet to have. That's on me. I own up to it. This is my L. Here's y'all's money back. And here's what is on that guide for free. If you do that, you've got my attention. You've got my apologies on that one. And you've got everything else going for me on this one. Well, bold of me to start this conversation off on the right foot. Go, doing good. Oh, what flavor is that? This? Peach? You gotta come up with better flavors, my man. It was the only flavor we had. We ran out of the strawberry and berry ones. Yeah, whatever. Are we done with this conversation? Just about, dude. Anything else we should talk about on this conversation? If there's any updates on it, sure, we could talk about those a little later, but I don't feel comfortable with people like this, whether it's intentional or unintentional, whether they have the good mindset to want to share information, or whether it's the bad mindset to scam people out of their money. I'm not the person. I can't exactly speak on behalf of them, but I can speak on behalf of myself, Shade Hollow, the Shadow, the true self, that you, sir, ma'am, guy, gal, or non-binary pal, I don't know, but it just doesn't feel right to me to do that. Don't you agree? He's got a point. And I can't exactly find an argument for that. So, Shadelings, do be careful about what you're looking for in terms of advice, and do be careful about how the advice comes to you. You never know what'll happen. Yeah, my Shadelings, trust me on this one. Take care of yourselves out there, stay safe, and stay sticking it to the people and always finding the stuff that's available for free and credible from the right people who are willing to give it to you for free.